All right, good evening, everyone. Today is November 6, 2025, and we want to thank you for being here. This is the City of Mableton Planning Commission regular meeting. You could have been anywhere doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here and letting your voice be heard as it pertains to zoning applications for the City of Mableton. So with that, we're going to call this meeting to order, and we're going to move through our agenda tonight relatively quickly. But the first thing that we want to do is have a roll call to make sure that we are meeting quorum. So I will go down the list. When you hear your name, say present or just acknowledge your presence. So first off, Commissioner Cheryl Davis.
Present.
Commissioner Davis is present. Commissioner Jeanette Hardy.
Present.
Commissioner Hardy is present. Commissioner Robin Meyer.
Present.
Commissioner Meyer is present.
Present.
Commissioner Miller is present. And I am Commissioner Dante Philippi. Commissioner Carl Valenzuela.
Present.
Commissioner Valenzuela is present. And Commissioner Dennis Walker. She is 4. So we do have quorum this evening. So we will move right along to item number 3 on the agenda, which is the approval of last meeting's minutes. Mr. Willer?
Yes, sir.
Just one thing that we gave a response to say, hey, edit this. I don't know if you had the opportunity to review it.
Yeah, yes, sir, I did, and I apologize. I thought I responded back saying that edits will be accepted and submitted to you for your approval.
Okay. And outside of the edit with regards to one particular case, were there any other edits or recommendation of edits that needed to be made before we move forward? With that, then we will make a motion to approve, or I need to take a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting with the edits that were submitted in email. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
All right, so we have a motion to approve from Commissioner Valenzuela. Can we get a second?
I second.
All right, so second from Commissioner Jeanette Hardy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all opposed say nay. No opposition, so the minutes have been approved. And with to item number 4 or 4A, excuse me, on the unfinished business or on the agenda, which is unfinished business, which is zoning case 2025-004. So, Mr. Willer, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, sir. Good evening. This item that's before you this evening is from last month's Planning Commission meeting. The applicant is Mr. Alexander Prop. The case number is Z. The applicant is seeking to rezone the subject property from R20 to R15 for the development of 7 single-family detached lots. The subject property, again, is located at 6851 Queen, 0.2 acres. This is an aerial photo of the subject property. As you can see, this is an old photo. It was an existing home, but it has been demolished. This is just a zoning map of it. Again, it's R20. What is presented to you this evening is the revised site plan. This site plan was submitted to us set up from previously. It was submitted to you guys at the last meeting. There is a little bit of confusion, which our applicant will be able to explain why there is this other site plan that was submitted to us as well. So not too sure what the difference is besides the missing lot, but the applicant can kind of explain the difference. They have the presentation to explain that this evening. This is the proposed elevations that the applicant submitted. As you can see, these are different from the previous meeting that was submitted at last. These are different from the previous ones at the last meeting. I apologize. As you can see, these were requested at the last meeting from the Planning Commission, and these are the different elevations that the applicant is intending to build if approved. And these are a few more as well too. Just want to make a note at this point in time. Recommendation at this point in time. The applicant did provide information to us. However, due to the timing of our meeting and when the applicant submitted, staff has not had enough time to review the actual application and to update their staff for this meeting. Staff is of the mindset of asking for a deferral of this application, so staff can review the comments from Cobb County as well as the applicant and to update their staff report, so therefore you can review exactly what's been submitted in a timely fashion. And applicant is here to present the information and to provide some clarity on some of those comments that I submitted to you this evening as well.
My name is Joseph Price. I'm the land planner working for Alexander Prop. Alexander is the owner of the property. Different ideas. Also with me tonight is Greg Scotch, who's a civil engineer. So he's helped me look through some of the sewer and grading issues on the site. So he'll be able to answer any other technical questions if needed. One of the first things, I've got a couple of pictures in the slides, so I'll just quickly go through answers to some of the things y'all requested last time, and then see what questions you'll have. So one was request for a monument sign elevation. So we have that provided now. Got stone and brick. Colors will change depending on the stone and brick used on the building. So on the plans, for now, that's just to match architecture. I think you'll need today. Right now, we're not showing the name of the development, but it would be like Queen Mill Retreat, I think was the name. He's putting on the HOA documents. Here's the updated site plan. The main reason, so originally we had the access coming in from the center. We've now moved it far to the north as far as we can. This is to help with site distance. So last time, a couple of different people brought up the existing issues with the site distance, and it's kind of a dangerous curve, like currently. We knew the development would be able to help with that. So seeing how big of a concern that was, we changed the site plan pretty majorly to help repair that in the best way possible. So moving the road here, to do this, we had the count, so we're no longer proposing 7 houses, we're now proposing 6. But this put us directly on the top of the curve, giving us the best view both directions. We also have a site distance profile and what would be required to have a normal, clear site distance line. And we also have done some measures to help that. Let me see. I guess another change, we now have the mail kiosk down in the middle of the cul-de-sac. We have a pull off there. That, I think that's everything to show for this. We're still requesting but front setback, and I'll explain that a little bit too. So the side slopes actually overall 70 feet from here to the lowest part here. So it's a pretty, it would be really simple to have this road go down to the middle and build homes, offset off the road with normal setback. Because of how steep it is, get off here, it's 30 more feet in the air, and you have your home either on a really high retaining wall, which we're going to have retaining walls either way, but the smaller the setback is, the lower the retaining walls. I also have another exhibit kind of showing what some of the retaining walls can look like on the lots. This one shows the sewer exhibit, so we explored sewer options more. We have both options are feasible. We can do sewer to Cardell Circle on the other side. That one would require some easements. So we wanted to first explore access to Queen Mill since we had frontage. So we have access with the road going down at a certain percentage, sewer here, going the line direct and pull here. So right now that works. And that's the plan we're moving forward with currently. I guess just that for sewer. Sewer works off Queens now. Here's the file works. There's a point right here where the car would stop, and there's measurements taken, 4 feet off the ground, which is your eye level from the car. This direction, perfect site distance. This direction, cutting across some steeper topography right here. There's basically a slight hill. It's making it hard to see around that curve. Alexander has already talked with the neighbor and secured the to be able to grade on this property and cut that slope down so that you can have the full site distance. So that's already done. Here's the easement agreement. This is completed yesterday, today.
That's great.
And then here's a plan showing how the homes can lay out on a lot. On the designs and how they can fit. Kind of a fun puzzle, but it's working. There's some more elevations, this example. Here's a profile showing, I picked one of the lots. This is the very first one on the top, showing how, okay, if you have the road here, either a level backyard, slope up, and then a retaining wall in the backyard. This one shows, this is with a 20-foot setback. We have a 9.5-foot retaining wall, and it's 2 feet off the property line. If we do the 35-foot setback, which is just the current code, and we push that back, our retaining wall goes up to 12 feet, and that's also at 6 inches off the property line. Now, we can still kind of adjust where the wall lays. Like, I don't think we want to be that close to the property line, but this just kind of shows how changing the setback can help with the grading layout. So I'll go back to the main site plan and open it up.
For any of the PCs to ask questions.
Opposition first. Question.
Can we as PC ask questions first, or do we need to go into public hearing?
Yes, that part's been conducted. Now you can ask questions.
Okay.
These are follow-ups and more information from
Gotcha.
last time, what you requested.
Okay.
So-
Go ahead.
Okay, so are you saying that we're not going to hear from the public tonight?
But if you'd like to, you guys can. I'm just saying you conducted the public hearing, so you've completed the requirement for the public hearing. And now you postponed it to get more information. Now more information has been presented, and so now is your opportunity to address that information and make your decision. If you'd like to, you can ask if there's anybody from the public. If you'd like to hear more, you can ask from the floor to do that. But this.
I think we should ask them if there's anyone in opposition who would like to speak.
Any objection? No? Okay. So at this point, we'll ask general that wants to speak in opposition to this development. Sir, you can step to the podium, state your name, and you can. And before you start, sir, just want to make sure you don't cut into any time. Are we going to do? We're going to do the full 10 minutes, same as we did last time.
Let's keep it the
Okay.
public comments to 10 minutes as well, 10 minutes aside.
Okay. Give anyone that's here in support as well, you'll have 10 minutes. Opposition has 10 minutes, supportive has 10 minutes. You guys can, one person can take all 10, or 99 people can take.
Steve Young, I'm with the Mableton Improvement Coalition Zoning Committee, and speaking in the office is not specifically opposition, but we do have problems with this application. Before I address that, I'd like to say that this was pulled off the agenda and put on the agenda at the last minute, and I think that's very unfair to the public, because I had to change my skid. I had to make plans for this evening and alter those plans so that I could come here and speak. And I think that's unfair, because not everybody has that opportunity, and not everybody would know that. I think when you pull something off the agenda, it should stay off the agenda, or vice versa. And the second point is, in reviewing this application, we couldn't figure out which one was live and which ones were dead, and I think that the staff needs to clean that up and present the packets. We, public, and you, the committee, can know what's going on. And if there's a problem with that, then the application should be held in abeyance until those problems are cleared up. Specifically about this application, in general, we have no problems with the development per se. However, we do find problems. One is, we're not quite sure that Cobb County has given the clearance that that there is in fact a sewer line that can hook up off Queen Mill to this piece of property. And if not, then you go, the only access is through somebody's private property behind the subdivision, and they're going to have to get clearance on that. So that, and until that issue is confirmed by Cobb County, I don't think this application should move forward. The other problem we have is the elevations for the houses proposed are horrible. This is supposed to be a high-end development, and those look like $100,000, $200,000 townhouses, not a neighborhood consistent with what they're looking to. There should be at least 50% brick and or stone on there, and more interesting architectural details than shiplap. And basically that's all I have to add.
Mr. Wheeler, how much time do we have left?
7 minutes and 12 seconds.
Okay. Is there anyone else here that's like to speak in opposition to the application? You have 7 minutes and 12 seconds left. Going once, going twice. Okay. Mr. Wheeler, we don't appear to have anyone else that wants to speak in opposition to this application. So in all fairness, if there is anyone here that wants to speak in support of this application, you have the opportunity to do so. Again, you have 10 minutes that can be occupied by one person, or it can be shared with you guys. Split that 10 minutes. It's totally up to you. But is there anyone here that wants to speak in support of this application aside from the applicant?
Except for the applicant.
Okay, going once, going twice. Okay, Mr. Willard, doesn't look like we have anyone that wants to speak in support of. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. So at this point, we will close the public hearing. And also to the applicant, do any of the planning commissioners, I'm assuming there are some questions, so I'll open up the floor to any of the PCs that want to ask questions of the applicant. If you want to step back to the podium, please feel free, but again, the floor is open. And you just have to speak a little bit louder since we don't have microphones this evening.
Okay. Can you clarify which lots are going to have a retaining wall? Is it only lot 1, or is... any of the
Let's
other
see.
lots?
So again, slope is going this way. There's already kind of a level area here in the property. So 2 and 3 are pretty happy lots. 6 may work out without much. 5 and 4 are definitely, so whatever happens in the approval tonight, we may decide not to build if that's too expensive. Lot 1 will have retaining wall. I think these definitely will not. These 3 may. And that's just because it's pretty extreme slopes.
Can you show us where on the lot the retaining walls would be located?
Let's see. So for lot 1, we're going to do both. You can see, so top of the mountain is going on right here. That's what the topography is doing. So going downhill, downhill, down to, so starting about here, we've got a 2 to 3 foot retaining wall. By the time we get here, we're about 13 feet. This is just currently. Usually when we get farther into design, we try to mitigate that as much as possible. Walls are expensive, so we try to avoid. They'll also be holding up the backyard of lot 1. For lot 4, there would definitely be a wall, if it's buildable, holding up the backyard, as well as 5 and possibly 6.
So the houses, they would be in the backyard.
Sorry.
And in lot 1, it would be in the backyard of that house.
Mostly in the back. We may look into doing some in the front, but it would only be a low wall. Like basically, we could put it all in the back. That makes a more extreme wall in the back. If we split some to the front, and it's both a more comfortable step versus big flat area, big step. But again, that's one of those things that is easier to clarify when you get farther into design. So there's options for both, but mostly the backyard because that's.
So, question for you. You mentioned that there were essentially two sewer line options, correct? So one is, did you say Cardell, was it Cardell or on the backside of that? And the other one was what? Now I think my head was down and I was trying to write.
We're leaning towards Queen Mill.
Queen
We
Mill.
have frontage on Queen Mill. And so it'll be going directly from the center here over here. The way we would build that, so currently there's a ditch coming up here, so it would require some fill along. Pipe is fully covered, but we're exploring how that design will work and cost and everything, but it's feasible.
Okay, so because of the timing in which the information, COP sewer commentary or analysis on that, and you're saying that there is a second option. So have you guys already explored getting an easement agreement in place for that second option?
We are looking into the easement agreement, but I will say on the first option, we did get some feedback from COB, and they clarified no problem with the connection. They clarified that if we do this, we could create some drainage issues, and we need a pipe water, which we were already aware of. So we did get feedback. They didn't raise any concerns with the sewer connection. They just said, this is gonna need some drainage things if you do it this way, which we were aware of.
Okay.
So, and yeah, we're still exploring.
And that kind of leads to another question that I had. So you presented two setback options. One with the retaining wall 2 feet off the property line. Second one with the retaining wall 6 inches off the property line. And I can see there's a relative distance in grading. I guess that's representing the backyard, correct? So is there, based on what you guys have looked at, is there one option that is better for natural drainage versus the other? So is it the 20-foot setback versus the 35-foot setback? I ask because I've seen different properties where the backyard is constructed in a way to where when it rains or if there's a heavy rain, I've seen people. Yeah, that's not an option, because as you know, mosquitoes breed, they spread disease. So if there's an option that is better, then I'm just curious.
This option is going to be, let's see, this is the one where it's 6 inches off the property line. This is more extreme. Obviously, we're providing a similar backyard in each case. What we're proposing on the drainage side most likely will be smaller drain pipes behind each home, catching the water from each home. And then,
are you referencing are you talking about underwater, like a French drain?
Yeah, underground with a black corrugated pipe and be buried underground, and then it would take. So that's probably going to be the case either way. So as far as the difference between each of those options and how that would affect the drainage, on the option with the 35-foot setback, you're going to have a bigger area of disturbance, so we'll have a larger area we're adding to that drain area. So in the civil design, the complete, LDP, we will capture all water, but the more water we're capturing, the more water we have to capture, the bigger ponds need to be. So if we can have a smaller footprint, we have.
And this is going to go. Is this going to go to the stormwater or the retention pond, or is this going to go to the sewer line?
To the district.
Okay.
If I may, I have a question for staff, if Mr. Wheeler can answer. The retaining walls being that close to the property line, any buffer requirements? I'm understanding they're adjacent to another residential lot, so I don't think there's any drastic change in zoning from one lot to the other, one property to the other. But are there any concerns about a buffer that should be there or would not be able to be achieved?
No, sir. No, there's no buffer requirement for it's still a single-family home district, but another single buffer required for this project.
If I could follow up with Mr. Wheeler, in the previous staff recommendation, and I know that in light of this new site plan, the previous staff recommendation had a recommendation for a landscape buffer on the north, and it said western, but I think maybe you should have said eastern property lines, 15-foot landscape buffer.
Yes, ma'am.
So how would that outcome of that staff recommendation?
So
is the
that-
site plan?
Yeah, so that buffer requirement was in lieu of lack of information regarding the variance request. So there we included the buffer requirement because again, we didn't have this information regarding the variance request. With this information now, we will take into consideration what the applicant is saying. So that may be adjusted and amended. So a landscape buffer may not be required at this point in time. However, cannot say it at this point.
Well, Dante, we asked all my sewer questions.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, can we go back to the pictures of the different,
The
houses?
okay.
What are, that's the, can we flip back again? I mean, yeah, please. Is that the full cover garage? In the middle? Is that it? Is there another one?
Those three.
Okay, right.
What would be the prices
Yeah.
range of these?
Yeah. Alexander, do you have an idea on the prices that these homes would sell for?
We expect the prices to be between $1 million to $1.5 million. I actually included a couple of pictures of what another builder is doing in Smyrna. And we did not want to necessarily show them, but only if there is a discussion just for comparison. There is a small, they call it a boutique subdivision, 8 homes, right in the heart of Smyrna. We can show what Traden Home is doing, Traden Builder. You see, there's a drive under.
Mr. Prop, you can step to the podium.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't have to speak from the.
Very plain design, very plain design. And the homes are just, clustered very close to each other. And they're selling them. And our homes will be on lots that are like 3 times bigger than each of these lots. And they have more traditional design. And, they have gables, we have columns, porches, things like those details that were required by the Planning Commission. So, and in terms of, we could still add, some brick on some of them. I don't mind it at all. So I think these homes we still want to make them affordable, but for that, we would need some help with the variance, because those retaining walls, if we have to build them too high, that adds to the cost. But overall, I think we have come up with some good elevations. And, each of those homes is a 4-car garage, except for those 2 narrow lots, lot 3 and 4, or is it 4 and 5, where we have the 2-car garages, because we couldn't fit a bigger home on those.
So can you do me a favor? Elevations that you showed?
Of the Smyrna property?
No, yours. So on like lot 2, this bottom one, this is the rear. So I guess the patio is covered. Is that standard or is that an option?
This one? This one here? This one, frankly, it just came up from the architect.
Okay.
We did not even talk about that because we only looked at the front of the side view and front view, and this is the first time I saw that. Because I told Manny, I said, we have to, because I looked at the requirements and I thought that last time The remarks from the commission were that we have to have 3 elevations for each house. And I said, Manny, we have to have 3 elevations. Please add more. So he added this. But I think it's nice. We probably will go with that.
To the next one, I think the next one was like lot 3 and 4, okay.
Yeah, these are the narrow lots. We could not fit 4-car garages. That was my, dream to do it like that, because versus those that trade in this building, I know people will buy them. And then a few months later, they will say, I don't have enough space in the garage. We want more garage space. I've been in real estate for 35 years.
Yeah, this option is directed to the left.
Yeah, to the left.
This angle is a little better on the front.
Yes, this is the front here for those.
Mr. Cobb, I'm glad to hear you say that you're interested in adding some architectures and some brick. But I think we're going to need either to see that in your elevations, or we're going to need something in writing from you that documents that. It's not, we're zoning this property for the future. And right now you own it and you plan to build a subdivision. But all kinds of crazy things happen in this world. So just in case it's not you who built the subdivision, promises need to be in place for how
I'm
this
willing
happens.
to do that.
And so
Oh,
that was one thing that we asked of you
Absolutely.
last time, was a stipulations letter. I don't think we've received that.
Comes from the city or county, because they'll have some standards and maybe some extra that they want for a particular development. So many times on the engineering side, we've gotten that from the city or county.
I'm more familiar with it coming from, agreeing in response to requests from the community, in response from feedback from the planning commission, and to document what they agreed to verbally. This is a great conversation we're having. I don't mean to say otherwise, but it's only a conversation. And what will be in place when all the dust settles is whatever's in the minutes of the. That'll be a piece of paper. It won't be our conversation.
We can write it in, and I totally agree with that.
Is that something where we can coordinate with staff and get the recommendations, like the percentage of brick? Type of,
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll want something like, I think this frontage does need more. This is the front door, maybe something covered. These images I know are very preliminary. Something where we ask recommendation of architecture.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know if y'all wanted me to answer. Yeah.
Mr. Wheeler, how would you suggest we do this?
In my previous staff report, there's a list of stipulations and conditions, which again, staff would be asking for final say-so before any permit has been issued. So, for example, if you do decide to approve this project, one of the stipulations is the house design of 2 different architectural elevations to be submitted for the community development. We are still working on the language of even having the district representative or council representative get a final say so as well. So we're still kind of ironing those details out, but that would be a standard stipulation or condition that we will be presenting as the city gets older.
And so that's the kind of thing that would be in your staff report had you had time to revise it.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So these elevations, we would have made a stipulation and say that these any permits or any building would have looked substantially similar to this, but approval of the elevations before a permit has been issued. So those would be several stipulations within the staff report to provide that. So assurances. So what's been discussed here this evening would make sure that he actually dealt through the permitting process.
And I'm curious about what house would be on lot 6, because the side. Yes.
Okay.
That house will be visible, the side and the back of that house will be visible from the street.
Yeah, this is the one for lot 6. So the orientation, let me go back to the lot map real quick. The garage is facing in. Okay, so coming in the development, interior, this is the front, and then garage is when you turn in on the right.
Yeah.
So what is the east, what does the east, I'm sorry, the west side of that house look like?
From this image,
See the lower picture.
looks like this. Which I might recommend in my place.
And I would certainly hope that, or one of the things that I think we asked for was for the house on, it was lot 7 last time, but for that house to have a similar amount of architectural detail as the front. That certainly is not the case here.
I feel like this features from this one. I'd say that needs to face Queen Mill as well. That'd be some good wording to put into the stipulation.
Do we have any other questions?
What is the approximate square footage do you anticipate for the homes?
Let's see, they're all 2-story. We've got like, let's give you some math real quick. So maybe 40 by 60 footprints, average. 1,000 square foot plus if they use attic or basement.
I'm sorry, did you say some of the flats going to basements as well?
I said if they get designed.
Oh, I first time hearing basement options.
The topography is not good.
Yeah, without retaining walls.
Yeah, it may help with that.
20-foot front setback variance. How is the 20 feet measured?
The right of way. So look at that plan. Usually when you're on, you're on a road, you have your edge of pavement. The right of way is usually an additional 12 feet off the edge of pavement, and that's where utilities can be run. So the setback is off the right of way, not the road. So you have the, whatever, 12 feet off the edge of pavement, and you have an additional setback. So this is not,
Okay, so there's going to be curb and grassy spot before the sidewalk.
2-foot landscape tree,
Okay,
5-foot sidewalk.
5-foot sidewalk, so we're about the edge of the pavement.
Yeah, and it looks like there's additional 5 or 4 feet from the edge of sidewalk before the right of way. So you've got,
Okay. And since you were so good at doing that, I am not. From the garage door to the sidewalk, how far do you think that is?
it depends on each design. Most of them are set back pretty far because they go to the house. So first priority was trying to get garages on the side, which we were able to do on lot 6, lot 5, and lot 2. So lots 1, 3, and 4 have garages facing the street. And then each of those, it looks like they're at least an additional 10 feet off. So that leaves plenty of room for a vehicle to park without draining the sidewalk.
Okay. Because the 20 feet sort of caught my eye because full-size pickup truck's 20 feet long, and I don't want to block the sidewalk. Put their bumper against the garage door.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I know on some of the townhome developments, it lays out like that, where they're exactly the minimal distance, but these, because of how large the homes are, they naturally come back a little bit. So you can see on the ones where it is right on the setback line, those have, which is really just lot 6, honestly, and 5. So the layout works out well.
And does that grade represent the driveway or no? Like on each lot? Okay.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
So I do have a question for you with regards to the covenants. As I read through them, especially now since the number of lots has been reduced from 7 to 6, I think one of the recommendations from last month's meeting was language that limits the number of rental properties. What I did see in the covenants was language that talked about transient rentals, Airbnb, VRBO, but I don't recall seeing any language that is specific to
Total rental?
right. Right, because again, it's only 6 properties. And so if there's no language to protect the homeowners from that, then theoretically, just throwing out a number, you institutional buyers come in and buy up 3 lots, and now 3 out of the 6 homes are rental properties. What that number, what that percentage is, I mean, you can do the math, but again, on 6, it's different. So I'm hoping to see, especially now in the current climate, not saying that you can't have it 1, but there's nothing to prohibit 3, 4, or even 5, or for that matter 6. Someone can come in and buy up all 6 properties, and now that entire community is a rental community, and it happens. It definitely does happen, especially if you're that have deep pockets and say, give me all of them now, all of it's going to be rented out. So I'm hoping to see that. I don't know if that's something that you guys can put in there. If I missed it, please let me know. But all I saw was Airbnb and VRBO.
All right.
You can step to the podium.
Yeah. I actually printed out the HOA covenant.
Fine.
The leasing, it is already in the covenant, so
Can you tell us the section or subsection? Is it like section 9 or
it is
subsection 9.4?
the section 9 leasing, yes, it's on
What
page
page number?
27.
Page 27.
And so law says that in order to be eligible to receive a leasing permit, the owner must have occupied the lot and the dwelling on the lot for a period of at least 24 consecutive months. That's one thing. The next paragraph in that same section says, only 1 lease permit shall be issued to a lot in the community at any given.
Okay.
Already built in. And you know, at the last meeting, I thought there was a recommendation for me to make a stipulation, like a promise, that there will be HOA and all this. I went ahead and hired an attorney and we put them in place.
Gotcha.
These are already registered with the Secretary of State. And the sign on on the monument will have the new name of the little subdivision, Queen Retreat.
One of the other things that we asked for in the covenants was that the garages would be used only for parking.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, but I didn't wade through 45 pages to see if it was. And so what page number
When I
is
was
that?
printing it out, I saw it. Let me find it. Give me a minute, I can find it for you. Because I just looked at it before coming here. Same section that describes the use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Page 25,
Page 25? Oh.
Crossing page 25, page 24.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back a little bit while you're looking for that. I don't know if I can say this. Modernized elevations or styles and homes, and because it's just. So Chris, Chris, can we sign that the services is in that?
So to make sure I understand, so you're asking, can you stipulate a more modern design proposed? Yes, you can. You can recommend that if you guys in a collective choose to recommend approval, then you would include that stipulation in the approval that the applicant has provided water to the side for staff approval or city council for approval and so forth. So you do have that option, but it would have to be part of a collective agreement and so forth.
All right.
Do we have any other questions from any other PC members?
I do, but it's a question for Mr. Prophet, and I know he's busy.
Oh, and
If I may help you, there's also vehicles and parking, section 8.3, that specifically talks about garages and how they can be
Okay,
used.
so somebody's found it. Thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
and I can see right here on page 24, under the section 8.3, vehicles and parking. Second paragraph says, reads that garages may not be converted into living space or used in any way as living space. They may not be used in a manner that prevents parking of the maximum number of vehicles. Vehicles shall not be parked in a driveway unless and until the maximum number of vehicles are parked in the garage.
Thank you. I have another question for you.
Step to the podium.
I don't think he likes the phone.
Mr. Prop, you were at this application, and quite a number of people turned out and shared their email addresses with you. Have you been back in touch with them with this new information since then?
I believe I sent an update before our first meeting. Yes, I'm pretty sure I sent an update to everybody who attended it. Also, after that, I actually was hoping to see, because I think she would be the one that was concerned about the traffic and the curve over there and the speed and the sight distance, because, and I'm looking at Greg, my second engineer, because he made an excellent design for the sight distance.
I'm sure that's
And this is, I would love to, I was just so busy, I did not get back to her. I was hoping to see her tonight because she attended the first meeting, because she would be pleased with the sight distance that we are doing. So we are going to improve that northern direction, and it will be a clear sight distance over there. Also, I got in touch with my immediate neighbor to the north, and they signed an easement to allow me to grade part of their lot.
right.
To
Your colleague was explaining that to us, so.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
maybe
and-
you weren't quite here yet.
And so, yes.
So I'm not so concerned about, I'm asking you this not because I'm concerned about that you said at that original meeting that you would be back in touch with those folks. And if you sent something out before the first hearing, that's great. But a lot has changed since then, and I would have hoped that you would have kept them in the loop as your plans have evolved.
Yeah.
Because at a formal process like this, there's not as good an opportunity to share concerns, have questions back and forth.
I understand.
And
It is-
so it's an opportunity lost.
I-
And going forward, that you
Oh,
take advantage of those folks who took their
Yes.
Saturday morning to come out and meet with you, give you their contact information, for
yes,
you
yes.
please to use that and keep them in the loop the next time.
So, yeah, I need to get back to everybody who attended it and give them an update, because so many good things have happened. What people wanted to the monument, all those things, and we have them all in place.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have them all in place. So to be frank, I was so busy working on those things that I didn't have time to get back to people.
I understand what you're saying. I think all of us are short of time. But one of the functions that this body performs is to evaluate your input information is not available until the very last minute. And frankly, much of the information we're seeing on the screen tonight, even we cannot see. So the public is not in a position to make an informed opinion about it. And so it makes our job very difficult because we don't know what they. And I think it's a bad precedent to set. And so I would deeply encourage you next time to keep them, be courteous back to them and keep them.
Yeah, I'm going to do that as soon as I can.
Do we have any other questions? The PC members?
I don't have any other questions, but I would like to have some discussion amongst the group. I think Vice Chair Meyer hit on a few important points there. I think Mr. Wheeler led off with the statement that the staff has not had a chance to prepare a revised
Correct.
report.
Correct.
So I think we're definitely in a situation where if we chose to move forward in either regard, incredibly premature. So I would certainly agree with the staff recommendation that Mr. Wheeler gave us to refer this case to a future meeting because there has been a delay in getting the information we need.
In addition to changes to the.
I agree. I'll say it this way. First off, as a planning commission, we appreciate the applicant and your representatives, you guys coming back. We appreciate the effort that you put in to try to implement the that we discussed in the first meeting. The issue that we have now is a matter of timing. Also, Mr. Wheeler pointed out that from a timing standpoint, I think some of it came in on one day and another, like half of it came in on one day, the other half or other portion came in on a separate day. And it put staff in a really, really tough position to even try to go back over the application and give new analysis. We don't have staff analysis for sewer and stormwater and sewer. I think there's some DOT updates, but I don't know that as a planning commission as a whole, I don't think we've had a full opportunity to review all of that information. But as a body, the only thing that we can do is we can only review the information that's in front of us. There's been requests to put things in writing because we have a duty to make sure that, one, we are hearing from you, the applicant, two, we are hearing from the community, but we want to make sure that whatever we recommend, we're doing it in the best interest of the community first, applicant second. To Commissioner Valenzano's point, and as an applicant, it's totally your right and your decision on how you'd like to proceed, but our body. But for me, it's hard. It'll be hard for me to say, or to recommend approval, and we don't have all of the information available to us. We don't have all the staff analysis available to us, and it's not fair to us to ask us to, or for us to just try to make a decision without all of the information available. Also, to give them a recommendation and we haven't viewed all the information. Or had all the information available to us. Even though we're two separate bodies, we relatively work, in unison. I think they depend on us to make sure that we're the first line of defense, per se, to make sure that we've seen all the information, everything is in, and then once they get the bunch left that they have to do from an informational standpoint. Again, I don't know that I could recommend, me personally, I'm not speaking for anybody else. I don't know that I could recommend approval with so much information missing. Now, you guys you could roll the dice and see where it goes. And again, we're not recommendation, which it goes to city council, and then they would make the final decision. That's an option. Or you could request for it to be deferred for another 30 days to allow you to get all of the changes and documentation in a timely manner so that staff has the opportunity to review it, make their analysis, DOT, so that we can see the DOT analysis and sewer and stormwater, and make sure that all of the information is available. My personal opinion, that may be a better route to go to give yourself the best. It's probably more beneficial to you. But again, it's totally your choice. You can roll the dice however it is that you choose to roll. And I won't commandeer too much time. I'll leave it open for any other PC to discussion or commentary.
Yeah, can I still add? Can I speak?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. I think there could be a helpful in-between. The concerns of reviewing, it's mainly the architecture info that we'd like to see more details of. Mr. Wheeler's already said there is a step in place for approval being given with a stipulation that there's going to be another review of the architecture and on approval by staff.
Yeah, I believe we got
Explain that process.
Yeah, so I think just a standpoint. So staff has not been able to cobble together exactly the comments from the county as well as the response as well, provide that in a neatly packaged staff report for their application for the planning commission to review. I have not been able to review that and to basically compile that and put that into a report for them to understand and review exactly what's going on. And so therefore staff is saying that they need time to review those comments going from the response from the county as well as to present that to them and see, are you okay with the responses? Do you have any additional follow-up and so forth? Because of the submittal, because of the timing of the submittal, it has not allowed for that kind of back and forth to understand, are we okay, or we understand this is what the comments are. We would like to have that opportunity to do that, as well as to review the variance information as well too, because at this standing point, staff did recommend denial of the variance because of lack of information. So we would like the opportunity to review everything and to give a full-fledged analysis in response to everything that's been given. Again, as the chair said, roll the dice is your choice, but that's just that's just staff standpoint and viewpoint on the matter. So. And as far as the elevations, we are not satisfied with the elevation. The gentleman is correct that, again, you can always pivot and add a caveat that the application, that this elevations will be approved via the staff's review of it. So therefore, if you're not happy with that, you could say 50% brick stone. If in your previous conversations or previous hearings, you can always add a stipulation. As is and say, yes, this is elevations that's not similar to what you have, but you have to have this 50% brick here, there, and it's up to staff interpretation to make sure that happens. So it would be, I need to see brick on this elevation. My interpretation says front has to be brick, water table inside. All depends on how you write that into the stipulations. Yep,
Go ahead, sir. The main concern for the rezoning hearing is this type of development what the county and the community want? This development is what we want, and it's more of the details we're concerned about. During the LDP process, Chris and his colleagues will go into minute detail on every single one of these items. From a developer standpoint, it's hard. A developer is kind of kept at a certain line until zoning, because you don't know if you can make the full investment. So we don't have full engineering plans. We don't have full architecture yet. These are concept, plans. So when you don't have an approval, it's hard to make that. But we don't have the approval yet to move on to the next step. So I would like to request, I think this would be a good fit for both of us, a good meet in the middle, is to be able to have approval of the rezoning, because I think y'all do approve of, we're going from R20 to R15, so that just gives design flexibility. And then just add in, there will be stipulated architecture and design. That would allow, of the engineering team, okay, we know we can go into full design, and we're not going to be wasting engineering fees, So I'd love to.
Can we ask for advice from council? I think we're all kind of in a quandary up here. Is there any from deferring this case a second time?
I think as I read the ordinance that was last adopted, the planning commission has up to one deferral now. The applicant has an additional 100 days total, so they can postpone if they request it, but it's up to the applicant to request postponement. I think it's been suggested, and if the applicant does not want a postponement at this date, then I think the planning commission, is up to you at this point to make your recommendation based on the material you have before you.
So we do need to make a recommendation at this point in the
If the applicant is not suggesting
Sure.
a postponement, and this is the postponement from the last time for you guys, then according to the ordinances, you have to make a decision in the 40 days, which will be this time here, or your recommendation, not decision, recommendation to city council.
So Alexander, if you don't think they feel comfortable yet, and you would like to take time so they can feel more comfortable, just a deferral, and that'll give them more time. So that's something you have the option to give them.
And additionally, there's staff analysis there's analysis there is analysis that staff does not have, and it's almost as if we're flying blind. And that's what I'm saying. Again, it's totally your choice.
Yeah, I want to say it's not just the architectural details or just a pretty rendering that we're looking for. It's also the sewage, it's all of that. So it's not just the pretty renderings and things that we want to see. It's that more than anything else.
And there were
To have
concerns,
time
just to summarize what Ms. Meyer said a second ago, there were concerns about public notice, whether the
Yes.
public was made aware that there were changes between last meeting and as early as Monday of this week, or recently. So it's a difficult predicament that we find ourselves in at the moment.
I would have trouble supporting a recommendation of approval at this point, simply because I appreciate the work that you've questions, but we really do look to the staff to consolidate that information and put it together. And I like your new site plan. In fact, when Mr. Kropp held the meeting at the library, one of the things I suggested was maybe this is better for 6 lots or 5 lots. But I'm really happy to see how this is going. But with every new site plan come unintended consequences. And so I would like Cobb DOT and Cobb Stormwater, I would like to know that they have seen this, and I would like to see their comments. And I'll know that it's their comments. When they see Chris's document. We got an email at 3:30 this afternoon. Many of us were at work and not in a position to sort through this. And so I really, it truly is your choice, but I really hope we have time to get this right. The city council does depend on us for that. And I would also say that we're just to do deeper engineering. I think mostly what we're asking for is for the information that you provided to go through the steps that it needs to get into Chris's review.
I agree with, you are making valid points. I totally agree with that. So I think the best way forward for another month. My only request is if you could spell out all your recommendations in a concise manner so that we could follow them, because last time I only got them like almost 2 weeks after the hearing, and it was a little hard for us. We were scrambling. And so, because we need that too, because I want to satisfy all the requirements.
I'm sure that Mr. Wheeler and staff will make sure that all the adjustments that need to be made will get to you in a timely manner. Mr. Wheeler?
Just to be clear, are there any changes to, or are there any substantial changes that need to be submitted? So I'm clear this evening, so I can.
I agree with your statement there. I don't think there are. I think there's just
Okay.
time for your staff.
Okay, that's it, because I mean, not to, I do receive a lot of emails, and so it's very hard to categorize what's been submitted when multiple emails are submitting. So again, if there are no submitted, then I will have everything ready in a shorter amount of time than it was previously, so.
Okay, and I think there was a request with regards to architectural design on the elevations.
That's the only minor thing, but everything else as far as the changes in the site plan and the variance, that's the thing that I'm mainly concerned about. The elevations, those can be submitted, and I'm sure they can fix that soon. But it was more of just as far as the changes in the site distance. Mainly it's COD DOT, water and stormwater, and I need comments from fire is what I'm mostly concerned about, to make sure those comments have been submitted, so therefore that you are aware what the substantial changes, because those comments do play into the LDP. And one thing that, again, as a planner, again, yes, we don't have engineering drawing plans, however, those such as sewer availability, the location of ingress onto the site, those matter. So again, we want to make sure that those comments and those issues are addressed before we get to the LDP. And therefore, you do shortchange the public who will be able to actually see that, because then that site plan can change from what's been previously discussed. So we want to make sure that those details are important to get discussed this evening before we move to that phase and so forth.
And legal counsel, I'll ask a question of you. It sounds like the applicant is requesting another 30 days. Does he need to make a formal request, and then we making the request?
Yeah, if it's just in the minutes, yeah, and I think we could take that, we could confirm that is the fact that you want to do and have him affirmatively
So,
state.
Mr. Prop, can you?
Yeah, I'd like
do
to.
it.
He does not like it.
We just want to make sure, that we're doing this the right way. So, we want to make sure that formally, we want to acknowledge the fact that it sounds like you are requesting an additional 30 days. Now, as counsel said, you can request up to 100 days. I'm not saying you need to take it. I'm just laying it out there.
It was 100 days total, so you've been 30 so far,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's up to the 60.
Okay, so if you want to request an additional 30 days, you make that formal ask, and then as a body, we can.
Yes. Well, after hearing the discussion, and I agree with all your points, I totally understand that some of the things were coming very late, and you didn't have time to review, and you want to. So, I hereby request an additional 30 days
That's fine.
for both sides to prepare, review, and approve.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other discussion from the PC? Any other members?
So do we need a motion?
Yes.
Accept this request?
Yes, we will. I just want to make sure I leave it open for any further discussion before we take the motion. If not, all right, no discussion, okay, then we'll take a motion to so that all information can be reviewed by planning commission and staff.
So moved.
All right, so we have a motion by Commissioner Valenzuela. Can I get a second? Which one of y'all want the second?
I'll second.
All right, so second by Commissioner Jeanette Hardy. All in favor, say Any opposed, say nay. We have no opposition, the ayes have it, so this motion carries. So we will see you guys back in another 30 days at the next hearing, so that way we can have all the information reviewed, and we appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you guys again. So that is it for, goodness gracious, item 4A. So we'll move to the next item on the agenda, which is new business.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
may I make a request to staff really quickly
Oh,
related to this agenda item? Mr. Wheeler, on the civic, would you look at a way to either remove the old site plans or indicate that
for this
they-
particular application?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, we're,
Either
no.
remove the old site plans or indicate that they've been.
Gonna be redone anyway, so, yeah, me and Civic Clerk are best of friends, but we'll figure it out.
I talked to someone this afternoon who, like I, couldn't figure out which site plan.
Yeah, it was kind of confusing. It was like 130 pages, and I kept scrolling. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
this is,
again,
yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on to item 5 on the agenda, which is new business. So want to make, or just basically bring it out that items 5A and 5B, so this is 5005 and REZ 2025-006. Those applications are going to be held due to a lack of public notice, so we will not hear either of those cases this evening. Those are going to be held for the next 30 days to the next?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if it was going to be pushed out further.
No, we are, the applicants are preparing for December's hearing, so
Okay.
again, we had already put it on the agenda, but again, lack of public notification is the reason why it's not going to be heard tonight, so therefore, planning commission here.
Okay, perfect. So,
Do we need to take any action?
No, because we didn't advertise and lack of public notification. Again, it's just merely, it was on the agenda, so I'm merely just updating because we published the agenda early on.
all right, so that brings us to item 5C, approval and adoption of Planning Commission 2026 calendar. So Mr. Wheeler, I don't know if you have any commentary to provide?
Yeah, so this is just pretty much the draft agenda. We have the PC work session, the applicant submissions, PC hearing, the city council work session, and city council regular meeting. So just to kind of inform you, like to do now when it comes to items that are being heard by the planning commission is to place it on the city council work session. So to let the city council know what items are coming before them. So if they do have any questions, then they can ask planning commission, not planning commission, but planning staff, and therefore we can be able to provide that information by the time the regular city council meeting comes along. That again, so the applicants will not be placed on the city work session until they have been heard by the planning commission. So we do not want an applicant to go before the city council not before the planning commission has heard them and the public has had a chance to provide some comments and so forth. Because the goal of the city council work session is to inform for them, and so they can kind of be already aware of that. The next column before this one is your PC work session. I took in Commissioner Valzano's request to have at least 7 days. It's going to be the first, to be the Thursday prior to the planning commission hearing. Right now, my suggestion is to have the PCBs at 4 o'clock. To be honest with you, because of the night meetings that we've already stacked up with staff between the PC work session, city council work session, board of zoning appeals, and the regular just meetings, it's untenable for staff to be at those meetings at all the time. So right now, we are looking to have a planning commission meeting at 4 o'clock the week before that. It all still has to work around with you guys' work schedule and so forth. But right now, that is what staff is desire is at this point in time. There was again some maybe having a virtual work session. Found out that we can't do that. So we have to be in person for this actually have to happen. So this is what we have right now. I don't expect an approval. I apologize for putting it on there, but I expect just a robust conversation this evening, and then for you guys to take a look at it, mull it over, and then give me your thoughts, and let me know if PC work session is available or you're okay with that. The meeting dates are so that's pretty much how that is. But really, it's really going to be just the work session is the main part. Our application, the submission deadline will always be the last Friday of the month, similar to what the county has. So we're just trying to finalize and get everything organized. So next year will be a lot better, a lot smoother, and just easier for everybody all around.
Okay. So I've taken a look at the dates already. So I see December 30th, 2020. Pretty close to New Year's holidays. So I don't know if that's going to, I mean, this is.
Well, both November and December are very close. November is very close to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's like either way.
Just those through a motion several months ahead of time kind of thing?
Yep.
If needed, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because, I mean, the timing, I'm not going to lie to you. I might get the dates lined up and so forth, and trying to juggle those dates along with trying to make sure that we still we're within a time for just the city council meetings, and then just think about this available space here,
Sure.
And then just other places. So again, it's far from perfect, but this is probably the best I can do right now with the help of AI to get this.
And just so we're clear, you stated the regular meetings are going to continue to be on the first Thursday. I understand the exception for New Year's Day on the top of the list there, but why is October shifted? It was last month and it is again on the 2026 calendar.
Yeah.
It's just
October 8th?
yeah.
Oh, that's the work session.
No. The PC hearing.
October 8th is the second Thursday. The first would be the first Thursday. I'm just curious.
I'm not sure. That might have been a typo. I apologize. I'm not sure.
Okay, so if we can look at shifting that one back if it makes sense,
That would be very helpful.
so that it's always the first Thursday with the exception of New Year's,
Okay.
January date.
Okay.
But then, with our ability, day is too close and we're not going to have a quorum or some of those type of circumstances, I think we can make things work. So,
I really appreciate the work session. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, again, but at least to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like for the next year. So again, it's just trying to kind of get an idea exactly what works best for everybody. Again, consider this to be a living document. Again, we make adjustments and kind of move from there. Because again, you do have the ability for special call meetings as well too. So just trying to get something set for you guys to see exactly what works best for you.
and also for the public's knowledge, it does establish those deadlines of submission and things like that that follow the meeting schedule.
Yep.
The only ones that I can think of, July 2nd, that's close to July 4th. I mean, it's a Thursday. Yeah, I don't know if it's a long, saw that one. And then September 3rd, which should be around, is it Labor Day? I'm trying to think. That's Labor Day, or close to it. I don't know the dates, but again, we're a long way away from that. But that's just something that pops out. November, December, those look good at this point. It's pretty early, so I don't think there will be any holiday conflict.
I mean, the only issue is because of just so again, it's just the feasibility of, we do have, say, Mr. Crawford was here last year, I mean, next year, right? We got all this information, just don't know how feasible it will be of holidays, just makes it a little bit kind of hard to get stuff done.
And
it may be more of a quorum issue for us that we have to work through as opposed to changing dates, so.
the Cobb County for a while, their planning commission work, they meet on the first Tuesday of the month, and they started moving that first in July and September.
For their work session?
For their hearing.
Okay.
And it just created chaos.
Yeah, you
So
can't keep it consistent.
if it wasn't the actual holiday,
Yeah.
it was better just to
Leave it at-
bite the bullet.
Gotcha.
Even if we have a quorum.
Well, gotta make quorum.
Yeah, gotta make quorum.
Gotta
but,
make quorum.
Yeah, it just confused everybody, because, if you're a day off the holiday, people don't think that you're going to change your schedule, because it's not the holiday.
So is there no action item on this particular agenda?
No, just again, I know kind of first look of it and just kind of just mull, let me know what you think. Again, really just, PC work session, just let me know, these dates are good with you guys. Again, the PC is happening, but my concern for this evening is just the work session dates. Because once you guys are okay with that, then goal for next year is literally to go ahead and send these meeting dates out to reserve this space and to let other people know, such as our audio tech people as well, to say, hey, these are what dates that we have. Because I don't want to get any confusion and want to go ahead and get ahead of the game before that too.
Well, it looks good to me with the exception of that October 8th rather than October 1st for the PC hearing.
Yeah, but the work session will have to move because the work session is October 1st.
Yeah.
It would should be.
But I'm probably the most flexible. So, there's an advantage there. So I guess I have a question about this document altogether. I see columns B through H are hidden.
Yes.
And so I'm thinking in there somewhere are some other steps that you take.
Yeah, so technically this is our internal calendar, which everything else is just for the public, and so that's mainly just for us to basically to know when stuff is submitted, when that report is done, when our mailings need to go out. So again, that's just all minutia that again do not want to kind of clutter up, because if I explain it all out, it's just a bunch of dates. So we can just pretty much just kind of focus on what every planning department has an internal calendar of when stuff is supposed to happen, and so it's just basically just trying to get you guys focused just on that, not so much the other stuff and so forth. And that's mainly just for me and Sunday to be upset about. So.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate the effort for putting this together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is one of those columns the date that you would post the applications in Civic Clerk?
Actually, no, it's not. That's another calendar I need. I need another pull column on.
Yeah, can I have that column, please?
Yeah.
You guys keep adding columns to my.
Then I'll stop bugging you.
So I mean, we will. So one of the columns again. And I'm sorry, we keep getting off on a rabbit. One of them is the decision date as well too. One is to keep track. Well too. One thing the director wanted to kind of to know as far as how what we're averaging as far as our process is going through the zoning process. And then there was one more column that I was supposed to add, but I will can't remember at this point in time. But I definitely will get the column as far as upload to the site.
This is essentially an internal calendar. I think it would be interesting for us to see it, not to approve it or act on it or anything, but it would help us maybe be better planning commissioners if we understand the steps that you're going through. Sure. And the things that you have to juggle.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yeah, I mean, I can listen. I can send it to you guys.
The more we know, the better we come in.
Is the document locked? You just don't have the copy.
No, it's not like it's just what I submitted was just a copy and paste. This is that I pulled up. It's easy for me to pull it up instead. So.
Yeah. So I think the overall consensus is that the calendar looks good, minus a couple things that will have to be shifted around.
Okay.
Now, in the agenda, it says approval and adoption, but you're saying that this is just for us to consume initially?
Yeah, it's because I got comments from leadership as well too regarding this, so I need to make some final adjustments before we get it approved and so forth. So,
Okay, so.
And that was the work session, so.
To move this to the next meeting?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. So at this point, can we get a motion to move the official approval and adoption of the 2026 Planning Commission calendar to the next meeting, and after adjustments and edits have been made to the original version?
So moved.
All right. So I have a motion by Commissioner Meyer. Do we have a second?
I second.
All right. We have a second from Commissioner Davis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. No opposition. We'll give final approval on the next meeting. Any other discussion items before we move to adjournment from any planning commissioner? Going once, going twice? All right, no takers. So can we get a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting?
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion by Commissioner Valenzano. Can I get a second?
Second?
Second from Commissioner Meyer. All in favor, all in favor say
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. No opposition, ayes have it. This meeting is adjourned.